skill and development. And number of years experience SR has the more than 30 years. And education is the BScs, that means the BA Corporate Secretaryship. Okay, and he done from the IIM Kochikode. SR's focus is the mainly sales skill training, and hobbies are the gardening, volleyball, kabaddi, spiritual. Burning desire is the trusted friend to my network community. Key to success, what SR feeling is the plan, act, preserve, and make it a success. Yeah. So what is it?
Yeah, thank you. Small, little more extra introduction. Basically, I put in around 30 years of experience in sales. From my starting, I started my career in 1994. So from 1994 till today, I'm a salesperson. So that is what my experience, and just want to, there are in sales, there are different perspectives are there, but today we are going to talk about how, as a founder, as a startup, as a person who have not reached 1 lakh rupees per month, what is important for that particular person. There are different stages. Whatever we are talking today may not be fit once you cross 1 lakh rupees. But today the topic is, if the person is less than 1 lakh rupees, what is important for that particular person, how we should prepare. So on that ground only we are going to discuss. Now these are all the areas that we are going to talk about. In sales, what is most important thing is planning and forming a strategy around that. I'll talk about strategy. Another thing, probably nobody is there to thinking is not there, so I'll take a little more time. And then recruitment, process tracking, then consistent follow-up, review, all these things. But what is more important is having a mindset of planning, having a mindset of forming a strategy, having a mindset of allotting some budget for sales. So these are all the few areas which I will be insisting upon. The other things are related to what the three things that I've talked previously. That is planning, strategy, and budgeting. Okay, budget is not there, but of course, okay, it is there in the last. Budget from daily discipline, cutting across all. So that is the area. Now, the truth, whether we like it or not, most of the time we don't like the truth, but the truth is, most MSME don't have a sales problem. They have a sales management problem. I hope you understand this particular statement. What I mean by sales problem is, say, it is not that sales is not happening. For the sales, what is the management that you should have? That is not there. Without the management, we are trying to sell something. Please, I don't want to be stereotyped here. If you have not understood this particular concept, please raise your hand. Until this is clear, there is no point in discussing the next level. See, there are a lot of people, I'm just taking your example, being a first time. There are people who are selling loans, there are people who are selling mutual funds. Everybody is getting business, and mutual fund is growing approximately on 10 to 15% on every year basis. So sales is not a problem there. If we are not selling, somebody else is going to sell that, right? So sales is not a problem. There is a requirement, people are still selling it. But what is not there today with most of the startups is the sales management is not there. So what is meant by management is what we are going to discuss in the coming slides. So if the founder doesn't run sales like a system, sales will always be unstable. Today what we are doing is, we are selling. If we are not there, sales will not happen, including me. Including my business, that is how it is. That is why I told that it is a truth. But most of us will not agree for it. So, as a owner, as a business owner, if we are running behind sales, success is very far. We should make systems in place, make sure that the system is working, not you. What you will be doing as a founder, what you will be doing is planning, strategy, and monitoring the budget, etc. Overseeing the system, not actually doing that particular work. Right? So this is what I made it as sales management. Right? Any queries in this area? So there are 7 levers of founder's control is there. First is planning. Planning doesn't mean fixing target. Fixing target is also a planning, but planning is not only fixing that target. Fixing targets is one of the planning. Now, to reach that particular target, how we have to work is the actual plan. We are fixing the target, but how do we achieve that particular target? So, the target will be, generally it will be big. Right? Naturally, it should be. That is how we are telling that we will achieve break even or we will reach XYZ position in next 1 year. Generally, it will be high. But if you see that high, it is very difficult to proceed further. So we should break that into smaller parts. Make it as a daily workable steps and make sure that the steps are taken on a daily basis. So how much of revenue this month? Of course, month, quarter, all these things, but lower also should be there, weekly, daily, all these things has to happen. What is more important is daily we have to maintain. Because daily will be simple. If I want to reach 1 lakh rupees, you know how much you should, 1 lakh rupees per month, you should know how much you have to do on per day basis. It is not divided by 30. Generally what everybody do is divided by 30 or 28 or 31, whatever it is. It is not that. Because we know that Saturday, Sundays, nobody work. Or somebody work only on Saturday, Sunday. Particularly like a loan or mutual fund, work only on Saturday, Sunday. They will not work on a day, normal days. So depends on that, you know which one will work for you. So accordingly you have to divide and make sure that the per day you are reaching that particular target. The next question is what you will do on the remaining days is work for that. That you are having enough appointment on that particular day and make sure that you are able to recover that particular money. Right? And how many deals needed, etc., which I have discussed in a different fashion. Now the most important thing is target, deals, meetings, leads. We have fixed the target. How many meetings that we should have, how many leads we should have, how many meetings should be attended, and how many conversions will happen with that. And most important is for whatever we are doing, we should have record in place. Minimum an Excel sheet. Whether we like it or not, put it in the Excel sheet. Over a period of time, it will give you result of what you have did so far, or what is the gap in the actual process, procedure, etc. Then it is easy for us to identify that particular area and then correct. Right? Otherwise, we doesn't know that there is a problem. So, whether we like it or not, all things have to be recorded minimum in Excel sheet. If you are having money, you go for Salesforce or Zoho, all these things, but minimum there should be Excel sheet. If we don't have plan numbers, we are dependent on that. Right? We will tell that I am not lucky enough, I didn't. So never put yourself on that particular line. Always have some records. If something is not, if it is not going good, accept it. Because most of us, we don't accept. If something is not going right or wrong, please accept that it is going right or it is going wrong. And if something is going wrong, see how we can change it. Then the most important thing that I have discussed, I think somebody is speaking.
10 minutes over.
Even though ting is not there yet. Okay.
I recorded here.
Yeah. Not we sell to everyone. The strategy is never ever tell that I sell to everyone. Whomever I see, you don't see that particular person with the eye of I have to sell it to that particular person. If you do that, it's a wrong strategy. You should find it out whether you are going for B2C, B2B, B2B2C. What is that? Be very specific, because in each of these particular things, the strategy is different. Whatever is working in B2C will not work in B2B2C. Whatever is working in B2B2C is not working in B2B. So all these things are different, and we have a clear-cut idea of doing this one. This is why the strategy is more important. First of all, we should take a decision where we want to go. If we don't know where we want to go, we'll be roaming around in different places, never we will reach the place. Whenever we are talking, have minimum 2 customer segments. Don't run behind one horse. I'm not telling it may be successful, it may not be successful. That's a different matter. But at least have 2 strategies in place. When I mean 2 strategies, one is if you are talking about B2C, have B2B also in place. So that we should see how the records are happening. When you are recording the things, what is giving more importance? At least for your comparison, you should have that particular information. If you run behind one particular horse, you will have data of only that particular horse. But if you record all the horses which is running, you will have the information, and then next time you can bet on the horse which is running. Exactly 1 minute, I may not be able to complete. So, strategy is choosing not to sell. Choosing where not to sell. And all these things I am doing, once those 2 things are ready, B2C, B2B, I told that never ever think that you are the only person running this particular show. If you are thinking that you are the only person in show, take it for granted, it will not see the sun. So never ever do that particular mistake. Today, because of financial situation, etc., probably we are doing on our own. And we have, as a founder, we have to do that, because we have to understand where the problem is. Because it is all new product, new things, everything is new, and we have to identify the market, which one will give business to us. We have to do this particular work. But that should not be the ever strategy. That is only for go-to-market or product fit. Only to that particular level it should stop. Beyond that, if it goes, that's the end. But until that, if we are not doing, as a founder, if we are not doing, that is also an end. So until product market fit, go to market, founders to be there in all sales related stuff. Once it is been fixed, that is what it is, the product is working for the market, or the market is recognizing this particular product, that is the end, that's a compound wall. You can't go beyond that particular level. You have to stop your level, put somebody else to run the show. Oh. Founders must decide whether you want to be you have to be hunter versus farmer. I hope you understand hunter versus farmer. Hunter is basically a salesperson. You keep on hunting. Farming is a person with the existing clients, how you can increase business. That's a customer service, etc., will come in a farming area. Farming area, what is there? Land is there, seed is there at your place. You have to sow and you have to grow the thing. In hunting, you don't have a place, you don't know who is the animal you are going to hunt, but you are going for a hunting. Right? That's the difference between hunting and farming. So, you have to be very clear. It doesn't mean that hunting is not important, farming is important. Hunting is the starting point. Farming will come little later. But farming will give you more revenue than hunting. Hunting will be expensive issue, but farming will be less of expenses, more of returns. So the concentration should be, you have to take a decision where you want to leverage this particular area. Then senior versus junior and in-house versus, or else he will kill me and I'm skipping all these things. You can't outsource responsibilities for revenues. Have you understand this particular statement? You can't outsource responsibility for revenue. That means you can't tell that I have appointed person, I have given it to them, that's all. My job is over. No. The job is to run the show. So you have to monitor that particular person, you have to make sure that that is working. If it is not working, either your strategy is wrong or your planning is wrong or the recruitment is wrong. Either of this is wrong. So keep reviewing on a very regular basis. I have already discussed this, process recording, etc. Minimum Excel sheet, all those things I have discussed. So I am skipping this particular slide for the time being. If he permits, I will go through it little later. If it is not in writing, it doesn't exist. That's a key message which I want to give it here. Consistent follow-up. Most of us will shy away from following up. So most important is follow-up, because this is where the money lies. Daily follow-up time, all these things, if required, this can be shared with the group. So there is no secret here. Most MSME sales dies in silent, not in rejection. Means we are not following, hence we are not getting business. As simple as that. Nobody is going to come and give business to us. It is not going to happen. Never happens. Never happens in life, never happens in anybody's life. So unless we go there, we run behind it, it is not going to happen. But there are certain things that we can't run behind also. That is another scenario. Then evaluation, the most important, all these things we have discussed in the first statement itself, how many leads that we are getting. Say, if at all, if we have to achieve something, we have to divide into day area and we have to see how many leads that we have to generate, where and all areas we can generate leads. That is what the strategy is all about. Right? So generally in sales, we compare sales with the army. What army does first? You have to excuse me for all this.
Okay. Take it your turn, sir. Because very interesting.
Yeah. We have to always the sales will be compared with the army. Why? Any?
They should be always active on.
Discipline.
Yes.
The time, actual time.
Yes. Most important thing is nobody will attack just like that. First is the strategy. How to attack? Who is the competition? I mean, the opponent person. How to attack is the first thing. What is their weakness, strong area, and you have to understand, and then without understanding, if you start fighting, it is of no use. Strategy is first. Nobody will fight in the first stage, right? They will prepare themselves for the thing. You see any of the war which has happened, there will be a preparation. There will be warnings, there will be discussion, so many things will happen before the war starts. If all these things are not working, only then the final thing is war, right? The same thing happens even in sales. And if at all, if the attack is happening, the attack will happen in air first, right? Nobody will have a face-to-face attack. They either use ammunition the previous days they use, nowadays they are using missile. Previous things they don't have face to face. Either an air attack will be there, or they will send bows, or there will be a the other related attacks will be there before we come face to face. The thing is, most of the time, air attack should be of the biggest in the starting stage, because you have to destroy at the most in the air attack, and the remaining whatever the grasses which are there, that you will do it in a different fashion. But if you start attacking through person, face to face, you are out, gone case. So always that is the reason. So it is, even though the sales is important, marketing is also equally important. If you do marketing and not doing sales, failure. If you do sales and not doing marketing, it will be a failure. It has to go hand in hand. Marketing is always like an air attack, and sales is a artillery. I hope you understand artillery, right? So physical thing. Now we have to understand, as you are recording, you understand where it is moving, where it is getting stuck, where we are getting more accounts, where we are not getting more accounts. So based on that, the strategy has to keep changing. What you are review improves, what you ignores dies. What you review improves is basically if you are having record and you keep on reviewing that particular record and seeing where wrong things are happening and modifying that particular thing, approaching or rectifying that particular area and approaching, that is a place where there is an improvement. If you are ignoring that particular mistake, or if you are not having a recorded information, then that is a failure. So the failure is not based on luck. It is because of what we are supposed to do, we are not doing, hence the failure is happening. So reset, what I mean is, wherever the problem is, there is a problem in our pitch, there is a problem in our sales, there is a problem in our positioning, there is a problem in understanding the customer. So many areas are there. We have to understand where the problem is, what we are not doing. And that will happen only through data. Because we can't generally tell that, okay, he didn't like my face, so he didn't give it to me. It is not possible. If somebody is having a pain, he will come back to us. But for that pain, are we having a right medicine or not is the question.
Right solution.
Right. So we have to understand on all these things. I'm not going too much. Strategy without reset is a stagnation. We have talked about the strategy, and the strategy has to be reviewed, reframed, reused, evaluated, reset. These things have to happen on a regular basis. It is not that I have set the strategy now, I will see only next year. Every month has to happen, every week, depends on the business. At least as a founder, if you are not crossing more than 1 lakh rupees, at least monthly it has to happen. So strategy without reset is a stagnation, and that is the problem for not being success. And the budget and daily discipline. Sales needs budget. Without budget, sales will not happen. We have to spend money. We are spending money on so many other things like laptop, internet, etc., etc. The same way, we should have budget for sales. If sales budget is not there, that is the biggest mistake anybody will be doing. When I mean sales, this includes marketing also. It is not just a sales. Most of us will tell that leftover money we will use it for sales. But where we have to invest is on the sales. That is where the money comes in. Sales need daily action to avoid monthly panics. Why budgets are, it is for people, travel, ads, tools, samples, even networking. Without money, nothing will move, right? But we should know why we have to invest the particular money. If the money is not invested, sales will not happen, you will not get profit. The profit cannot be reused. I mean, if there is no profit, where you will reuse? So, instead of giving, the rotation is the most important thing. If at all, if you want rotation, the rotation has to happen here, not in any other place. All these things we have discussed enough. Founder's job is design the mission, not just push the deals. When I mean design the thing, design the budget, strategy, how you have to perform, not actually running the day-to-day sales. Day-to-day sales, you have to leave it to the team. The other area you have to, it is almost like horses are running, you have to have a whip and the string in your hand. If these two things are not in your hand, it's a gone case. So this is why we call it as a strategy. Whatever I have told, even if you are not able to remember, this is the final thing which I would like to tell you. If sales depends on your mood, energy or luck, you don't have a business, you have a hustle. Never run by emotions, never run by I like it, I'm doing it. All these things will not work in business, sales related subject, it will not work. Sales will run only on data, and the decision should be only on data. If we are ignoring the data and doing something else, we are wasting our time and energy and money. Build a sales system, run it daily, review it weekly, reset it monthly. I told already, but this is the final message which I want to give. That's how MSME becomes companies. Today MSMEs are not companies. MSMEs are the founders and a small team which is working around that. But if at all, if the MSME has to become a company, then we have to do this on a regular basis. And for more information, you want, and more information you can contact me, but before contacting, please send me one WhatsApp message. And so that's all, thanks a lot. There is lot more to discuss, it is not, I have just given only thought for food for thought. It is much beyond this particular area. If you want anything beyond this particular level, you can contact me on a one-to-one basis, we can.